Welcome back to the Grand Solar Minimum channel. Today is Monday, February 10th, 2020. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Boy, have we had quite the weather over the past several days. I've been on assignment and Mari has filled in for me. And just looking at some of the snow totals around the area, I was in Massachusetts for a few days. Just got back last night and it is a winter wonderland. What a difference that a state in a couple hours away does. But let's get right into our space weather real quick, and then we'll talk about what's coming here for the weather. Our solar wind speed's coming in at 378.6 kilometers per second with a density of 8.1. 8 days in a row now without sunspots. It's 24 days in 2020 without spots. And I quickly want to go over to thegrandsolarminimum.com before I finish the space stats. The reason why is this. We are absolutely blank. Quiet. Nothing is on the horizon. This is the first time all year that we've actually looked at this image and not be monitoring a really bright region that could turn into a sunspot. Right now, this is about what we've experienced most of 2019. A blank sun, low activity, coronal holes, more of a possibility, I guess, now because of a weaker corona. Solar wind speeds are decreasing. Now, we are expecting some solar wind sometime tomorrow through the 12th due to the northern coronal hole that is turning away from Earth now, and then a couple of little ones that are popping up now turning Earth facing. Notice how our KP indices are at a 1 and a 24-hour max of 2, so conditions are right once again to see some seismic and volcanic activity over the next 24 to 36 hours. We've already seen some 6.0, some 6.2, the Solomon Islands, places like that are typical hotspot areas. But we could see some stronger activity here this week since we are expecting solar wind tomorrow and the 12th, and then possibly some minor activity from the coronal holes that are turning Earth facing as we speak right now. TCI remains at 3.42. Actually, that's dropped down to 3.39. I wanted to show you too at the bottom the cosmic ray dosage at 10.9%. That's very high. In fact, the record for cosmic ray dosage is 11.7, which was set back in the last deep solar minimum of 2009. So very close to record-breaking cosmic rays dosage in our atmosphere. All right, let's take a look at our weather because that is the big topic right now. We've got some systems moving through the United States right now. Lots of rain along the Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, the northwestern Georgia, Atlanta, Knoxville, Nashville, Gatlinburg. You've already seen some major flooding. There's not going to be much let up in that rain. In the Ohio River Valley, also Cincinnati getting the back end of this storm system right now. So you will be clearing skies. But if you live in West Virginia, Pittsburgh, you're getting ready to get some more heavy rain for the day. The Mid-Atlantic states also will see a good amount of rain. Snow possible for parts of northern Texas as well, as cold air is behind this front. And while we're looking at the radar, let's go ahead and back this out too. This is the snowfall that we got from this past weekend. Now, if you guys see the orange, let's get the handy dandy arrow out. This lighter orange is the 10 to 12 inches range. This darker orange is 12 to 14, and then the darker red is higher, of course. So we saw over a foot for the majority part of upstate New York from here up. I'd say Albany, you got the lightest part of it. But really, if you live in Saratoga Springs, Lake George, and further north up 87, that's where we saw the most of the snows. We had a heavy band that set up right over here for several hours. This down here was just too warm for snowfall. It was mainly rain. I was out in this region right here, so we saw nothing but rain during the storm from last week. I can tell you this, I drove in it Thursday morning, not fun. The roads, even the highways were snow covered. I had to wait till sunup before I could continue my travel to do it safely anyway. So let's back out. So where do we get the most snow? Well, this is kind of where I've been telling you guys where we're going to see the most winter weather here in the next 4 to 6 weeks. And that is the northern plain states, the Great Lakes, the Northwest, and the Northeast. And that is exactly where we saw the majority of the snow over the past 3 days. Idaho, Montana, Seattle, and then across the Dakotas, Minnesota, Wisconsin, into Michigan, and then picking up on the Lake Erie side of Buffalo, New York, and moving towards upstate. And at the very tip of Maine, almost 2 feet of snow. In fact, let's go ahead. Yeah, 18 to 24 inches was recorded in northern spots of Maine. Also, isolated spots above Rochester recorded 18 to 24 inches of snow as well. But if you look at the GFS, which we'll get to here in a minute, I'll show you guys. First, let's go ahead and take a look at our temperatures for today. Actually, we want to look at NOAA, what we're thinking. Right now, NOAA is saying freezing rain possible for the northeast. Heavy showers and storms across the south. Once again, guys, I cannot stress enough, the Mississippi is seeing lots of water right now, and it will continue to see that, as you'll see in my next couple day forecast. Actually, this is tomorrow's forecast. Let's look at today's. As you can see, pretty much the same. Today we have heavy storms and flooding possible in the south, and then you go to tomorrow, and that's a repeat in the south. And then day 3, which would be Wednesday, again, the south getting more heavy rain, severe weather possible. 3 days in a row, severe weather in the south, mixed precip in the northwest by Wednesday. And this storm system that we're looking at right now will change over to snow. And I'm talking about this stuff right here. This is going to end up in the northeast. All right. So rain down here, cold front coming in from behind, and this will be a quick rain then snow event here in the northeast. And I'll go ahead and show you guys on Tropical Tidbits just exactly what we're looking at. But again, heavy snowfall across the northeast into parts of the Great Lakes and the northern plains. Upstate New York, most of us saw anywhere from 8 to 10 inches of snow. Some isolated areas of a foot. Some areas got 2 feet of snow. But if you guys can see along the East Coast, along the I-95 corridor, dry as a bone. No snow for you in Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, New York, Providence, Rhode Island, Boston. All stayed rain of this last storm. But that may not be the case here coming up this week as we take a look at our GFS outlook for the next couple of days. Now, February 10th, the system's moving through now. It's all rain. And we get to Wednesday. Now we start to see the system get its act together by late day Wednesday. Overnight Thursday, this system starts to approach the Ohio Valley, western Pennsylvania, mainly rain below the Ohio River and south. And then by Thursday morning, well, there you go. Ice and snow and rain back to the northeast, like always. Snow in the back end for Indiana, Illinois, and Ohio throughout the Great Lakes. This storm will be out of here by Friday morning, clearing out with some high pressure system. Very, very frigid air, folks, for the weekend for us here in the Northeast. In fact, I'll show you right now on Valentine's Day, it will be cold up here. Check it out. We got a blast of some Arctic air invading the Northeast, especially upstate New York, all the way through Vermont, New Hampshire, and into Maine. Also colder air along the northern plains and the Great Lakes. The Ohio Valley still touching some teens and 20s for highs as well. Let's go back to the weather side of this. The precept, I should say. We get a break after this next snow. They're already calling for 6 to 10 inches of snow from this system here in the upstate New York region. This system is expected to last from Thursday all the way through early Friday. So we could see isolated areas of a foot, almost a repeat of the snow that we had last week. And the similarities to this snowfall that's coming up now, well, I can tell you, it's going to be a wet snow, a heavy snow. And the reason why I know this is the temperatures are going to be teetering right at freezing when this event starts. Temperatures will drop through the roof, or drop through the floor, I should say. It wouldn't drop through the roof. Booking.com. All right, no, but seriously, we will see temperatures drop rapidly in the morning on Friday, also Thursday throughout the day. So it'll start off in the temperatures where we will be somewhere around 34, 35 degrees, and then throughout the day, temperatures will drop. But that heavy snow, my concern of this heavy snow is just like what's on our cover picture right now, which all the snow and the trees bending over and snapping. We drove up and down I-87 today and saw a lot of trees that were almost leaning into the highway. So Folks, be careful if you're on the highways up here in the upstate New York or anywhere that just received all this snow over the past couple days, because now we're getting temperatures just jumping back and forth, below freezing, above freezing, snow, ice, rain, heavy branches. And I'm telling you, these things are massive. They're just snapping off the trees. So lots to be concerned about here moving forward. But here we are on Friday, cold. Highs will be in the teens and negatives overnight into Friday into Saturday. Still cold throughout the weekend. And then by early week next week, Sunday night, yep, that's right. More snow and rain and ice for the Northeast. Mainly rain, though, if you live in Pennsylvania southward. And the way GFS is showing this could turn to rain overnight Monday into the morning. And this will be a brief system. That's system number 2. Here comes another system across the Midwest into the Ohio Valley. This is going to be all rain for everybody at this point, except for the Great Lakes, Wisconsin, Michigan, Minnesota. You guys could see some snow for this, but mainly a rain. So maybe a slight chance of a February thaw before things get cold again. And yep, you just said it. Here comes another snow system by the end of February 22nd. Another quick little hitter, 3 to 5 inches. Some lake effect expected after that on the 24th. And then, yep, another system to evade the Northeast once again, similar to an Alberta Clipper. One drops in the Northeast and one drops across Ohio and the Great Lakes into West Virginia and out to sea in the Atlantic Ocean. So what does this mean for the month of February? Well, this is what GFS is kind of thinking for the snowfall. So for those of you out there who thought winter was done, stick a fork in it, well, just pump the brakes a little bit, because the majority of the United States will have snow cover for most of February, if not all of February. I know the folks that live up here in the Northeast, they're calling for over 1.5 feet of snow from now until the end of February. Parts of western and northwestern Pennsylvania also expecting several inches of snow between now and the end of February. Wisconsin, there's a northeastern part where you guys could see over 1 foot, but for the most parts of the region, we're looking anywhere from 3 to 8 inches of snow across the Ohio Valley, parts of the northern plains, across the middle part of our country in Nebraska. Hello, Matt, how you doing out there? And then, of course, Idaho and Montana, you guys will definitely see the darker shades of green, which is near the 2 feet of snow range, and the higher elevations could see up to 3 feet of snow. So, we will have a full report tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, live. I saw somebody in the chat asking where Mari is. She is actually sitting right next to me going through some paperwork, so she's still here. Mari's done an excellent job filling in for me on Thursdays and Friday mornings, and we appreciate all your support. You guys hanging around and still tuning in and checking what's going on. In fact, you know, Mari, when she does her reports, she's classy. She gets to edit and make things look real pretty. Me, I'm classy. I get to fumble and bumble over my own words live. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it for us this morning. We hope everybody tunes in to tonight. We'll give a full report on what is happening for snowfall in the Northeast, the Midwest, and the Northern Plains. And we'll also take a look at temperatures across the country as well, just to see how much. Oh, and also one more thing. Well, I'll share that tonight about the snowfall in the Northern Hemisphere. By the way, we may not be seeing a lot of snowfall here in the U.S., but the rest of the Northern Hemisphere is definitely making up for that. And we will show you those numbers tonight as well. All right, guys, have a wonderful afternoon, and we will check you guys out tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Steelers, Saints, Cardinals, long time no see. We'll see you guys. Have a great day, and we'll talk soon.
Do you like this show? Give us a thumbs up. Want to support us more? Share to your favorite social media platform. Buy a t-shirt or become a Patreon. All links are in the description below.